Hi guys, so today I have a couple items to bring to you, I guess it's a few, from LDRS Creative, and they did send these items free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. What I'm sharing with you today is the Wildflower Slimline photopolymer stamp, and as you can see it's a nice big stamp, and it is 8 inches long by 3 3/4. Well, I should look at the edge of the image. Yeah, it's like maybe 3.5 inches wide, so it'll fill up your whole slimline, depending on how you like to make them. I like 8.5 by 3.5, so at the very top you'll have some little, like sky kind of options if you want to do that or whatever, but it stops down here. And then there are stencils that you can also pick up that are separate from the stamp. Of course you can color that in anyway, but the stencils make it really nice and easy. And you might think, well, there's a lot of flowers going on here, and when you look at the stencils you have the first one, which would be the leaves, and they're showing to also go ahead and color one of these little flowers, which you can just pop in your color. And then when you go to 2A, you're just going to add color, and since they're kind of separated out, you're just going to add a little color here and there. And then on 2B it's going to be your accent color, so what I would do is go with a light one here, and then I go with the darker one here. At least that's how I would do it. And then 2C is just a little bit of something here and there on some of the flowers and some little accents. So we'll play with that in just a minute and work on that. And then this one also has the little gray, well, has like etching on the stencils, but this one says, gray outlines indicate the etched area on each stencil for alignment and placement purposes. So we will try these out today. And then I have the special occasion stamp set, again, another photopolymer stamp set, really nice size sentiments, if you can see that. So what I think is I'll do a background, we'll pop this on, and it'll be really pretty. And then there's also a die set separate that will cut the letters and a background, which is awesome, or an outline, which is really nice. So that's the die set that's also available for these guys. So what I'm going to do is grab some paper, and then we'll go from there. I'll be right back. So this is a slimline size. What I'm going to do is make an A2 size card. So I have my stamp set here. And a lot of times when it's a big stamp like this, honestly, I'll just take the back off and I'll ink it up, and I'll place this on here and really rub. I think it was this one I would want to really see where I'm at. Maybe I'll still try. Well, no, I better not. Okay, but that's one thing I like to do. I just want to make sure it's kind of centered, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off of this. Oh, it smells so good. That's a nice piece of photopolymer. Look at that. Oh, it smells awesome. Okay, and since I'm really going to use this whole thing, I don't really have room on my precision press for the magnets, but what I'm going to do is put a little bit of tape right here, because I can see that there's going to be a little bit of an edge, because again, that's going to be like 3.5 inches wide. And my paper I have cut down to 4 by 5.25. So I'm going to place that there and see if that's good placement. Oh, it smells so good. Okay. And just kind of in here. You can make them a little bit crooked too if you want, but I'm just going to place it there. Make sure it's all nice and flat. So this is an outline die, or outline stamp. I'm going to use some VersaFine ink to ink this up, because I am going to come in with some water-based inks, I think. And let me just make sure I have a scrap paper here. I don't want that too. Ooh, pretty good. I almost got exactly where I need it to be. Oopsie, of course. Let's make sure that's all inked up really nice. And let me wipe my hand off, or my finger, for now. And let's just bring this down. And I'm just giving it a good press. Now with photopolymer stamps, they are much sturdier than like acrylic stamps. They have a hardness to them, so you can really give them a push. Wow, that's pretty great. Maybe I can push it down a little bit more right here. And they don't warp as much, you know what I'm saying? Or really at all. So I'm pushing really, really hard. pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. Now this is VersaFine. If you wanted to, you could put some embossing powder on this, maybe some clear embossing powder, or maybe some like the kind that makes it look matte. That'd be really nice too. And then heat set it that way because it does take a while for it to set. So anyway, I will be back. Okay guys, so I grabbed a ton of inks and I just got like a light color and a dark color. So light green, a light blue, dark blue, kind of pinkish red, yellow, and orange. Whatever it is I think I might need, and maybe I'll add some more in just a minute, but for right now that's where I'm starting. And I know in the first one we're going to need the green, so I'm going to bring those over here. And what I'm going to do with this guy is just tape it down just to begin with. Sorry, I'm reusing some of my little yellow tape. I should get another one. Okay. Because obviously we're not going to be in this area. That's just to hold that guy down. And then we'll just start with our stencils, and then of course I'll probably tape those down too. Sometimes feel like to put the tape from the back to the front, however you want to do that. So this is 1A, and then we go from there. So I'm going to get this guy. And initially, since I have it stamped, I can just look right on here. You can do the stencil without the stamp, so that way it just looks really like a watercolor, just, you know, gorgeous that way. But since I have the stamp, I'm going to have, you know, the outline there for me. And sorry if you can't hear me as well, because I have my head facing down definitely here. And yeah, that looks really great. So what I love about this one, like I said, if you don't want to do the stamp, I don't know, I put the tape on top of that tape because I need to be able to move it, but it does the vines for you. I know you see the black, where you see that black, it would be the green or whatever it is that you're using. Let's go with, let's see here. I'm going to use finger daubers just because later on there's smaller areas, but you know, whatever it is. So I'm going to kind of more pay attention to the leaves because I do already have a stem for me. So I'm just going to come in here. And yeah, you can do the whole thing if you want, but I'm just kind of being a little more selective. And I think the leaves just have the one thing, so what I'm going to do is dip into this darker green too, just to add a little something more. It's a little brighter. I don't know if it's darker, but it's a little brighter. Okay, and then I'm just going to go clean off my stencil. And we have that little guy in the center, which I will make bright yellow. Okay, I'm going to take this off and clean off my stencil. Try not to remove both pieces of tape. Well, actually that's okay. We'll just take that and not let this move. Even if it moves, it doesn't matter because we're going to place our next stencil. You can just place it where you need to. I'm going to go rinse this off and I'll be right back. Our next one. And again, it has, if you're not using the stamp, you have these etched lines that will help you see from before, right? When you do the green leaves, you can see through, and those little etched lines will help you. But since I have the outline of the stamp, I can use that to help me out. And I'm just kind of seeing where we're supposed to be. A little bit higher up here. That looks pretty great. Lots of different things going on. Now for this layer, again, I'm going to do a light color. Because it looks like it's doing the whole of the flower, you know, the whole area. So that when you come in later and use a darker color, the darker color will show. Because if you start off with a darker color on this big area in the background and then you go to the light one, you're not going to see that light color. And I've played with this, like you can run like maybe, I was going to say gesso, but well, that might be pretty, but no. I mean like embossed items, you can put the color, put some embossing ink, or if it's a really embossing powder on it, and it just gives a different look. But you have to be very selective with how you do that because you don't want to resist the color later, right? So anyway, let's see. Okay, so we're going to have some choices. So, you know, again, light color, so I'm going to go in with like this yellow. And you know, this flower looks like this one, so I guess I'll keep those two the same color. So I'm going to come in here, add some yellow. Over here too. Just because they seem like a similar flower. So those two are yellow for sure. And I'll just make my choices as I'm going along. I have some, what I would consider kind of pink. and here. And they don't have to be exactly the same, like maybe I want these little guys to be pink, so I'm going to put some little pink in there. And I think it's the only one that looks like that kind of flower. So I'm just going to go through and make some choices. I do probably need to grab some purple or something, but I'll go in with some light blue. Oopsie. Okay, so it's just I'm gonna do throughout the whole thing, just dab, 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 some different colors, and I'll be back. Okay, guys. So let's remove this. I just popped some different colors. Like I said, I grabbed some purple. Look at that. Lots of pretty colors already. Let me go rinse this off, and then in this next one, we're gonna use the darker colors of everything that I used. Okay, so let's line up the next one, and looks like just about there. There, that looks great. A little more that way, okay. So these are darker accents, or like on some of them it's like the other petal. So I do have quite a bit of them to go through and do orange, because I did make quite a few of my flowers like yellow. So like this orange will go in here, and I'm kind of gentle about it with this little guy. And this little guy. And do I have any other ones? That one's yellow, but it doesn't have an accent color. And then like this one was red, but what I'm going to do is give it an accent of orange. So it'll be red and orange, that flower. That's really fun. And then whatever I use pink, I'm going to come in with like this red. And do the other colors. Yeah, and then, oh, look at this one. This one hasn't been painted yet at all, so I'm going to choose a color for that guy and go for it. Maybe yellow. And then like purple, the darker blue that I used earlier. So I'll just keep going with the accent color I was choosing for all these guys, and I'll be back. I think I got everything here. Oh, this purple, I used the Plum Crazy. It is juicy. Look at, I still have, look at how juicy that is. Really nice. Okay. I'm going to go, oh my gosh, you guys. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go rinse this off. I'll be right back. And our last one here is 2C, and what I'm just going to do is line that up, and you can see it's doing a lot of the, like the centers and things. So we'll just pop that there, and you know, you can do different colors for each one. I think what I'm gonna do is go over maybe with some green, like the dark green. And then finish off this flower, right? That was the one flower that is kind of on its own. So I'll choose a color for that. I use like a coral color. So let's just pop some green in there. Maybe some yellow, right? Add that guy. And that is the other one from this one. Maybe I'll bring in, like I said, some yellow. Just have some different color centers. I think that one was yellow already, so let's do some green on that one. And maybe this little one can be this other yellow. Is that it? I think that might be it. Oh, and then this little guy. That is so cute. It has like a yellow... Where is my orange? Okay. I had a yellow background, but it makes like these little orange dots. So... Did you see that? How cute. I'm just adding some more color just in case it shows up, but those colors I chose for those flowers was pretty dark already. So I think that is it. Let's see. Just in case. There goes yellow, but okay. I think that's it. And then again, if you didn't catch something, you just place it back down. You guys, my goodness. I'm telling you, Angie over there, the designers have a knack for making just such a beautiful, I mean, I didn't even imagine it would look so pretty. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna rinse this off, guys. So, to bring this all together, I have a standard A2 size card base. Again, that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we have that. I mean, look at that. So pretty. You definitely want that just to be your focal point. And this piece of paper I cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So remember, this was 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to put that down. That was a lot of fun, just making your little color selections and then popping them on there. And again, just go from light to dark, and you'll be good to go. And let me put this on here. Come on, buddy, did I get that on there okay? I suppose. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue this one down also, right on there, and I'll be right back. Okay, and so I'm just going to do is stamp our sentiment. Actually, I can get it from this scrap that I used earlier to help keep this covered up. And I think I'm going to stamp. So this one has, you know, I don't know if I mentioned holiday wishes, Happy New Year, be mine, Valentine, happily ever after, Easter wishes, happy anniversary, best dad ever, so glad you're my mom, welcome little one, and happy birthday to you. I think I'm going to do happy birthday to you on this one. Oh, Easter wishes is really nice too. Oh, I don't know. I'm just looking at the subject matter. Yeah, lots of pretty things. Lots of nice sentiments here. And I'm going to place it here. We are going to die cut this. Put a few more of these guys, and I'm going to use some distress ink. That way, if it looks a little distressed, I think it's fun to go with the background. I'm not looking for perfection on this one. I like that. You know what? I should get that center part a little bit more. But yeah, I love the way it looks. If you can see, just a little, just pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to take the die for this one, and what I'm going to do is, let's see which one's which one. On the back here it shows you happy birthday to you. Looks like it's this one. Well, let's see. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to cut this out of this guy, of course tape it down, and then this one I'm going to run through some of that same blue that I used in the background here. And I'll be right back. I'm just going to put these two guys together, and I just eyeballed this one. You want to do the aperture trick, if you guys know. Just put a piece of tape, run your die through, just a scrap piece of paper, and then when you hinge it like this, you can see exactly where you're going to cut. Place the die back down, tape it, and then run it through, and that way you'll know exactly where your placement is, but this was easy enough to look right through there. So I'm going to glue these two together, and I'm going to get some dimensional adhesive on the back of it, and I will be right back. Okay, guys. We have that beautiful card. And then we have this little guy, of course. Yeah, you're going to find a spot to put it, and you're going to be like, I don't want to cover any of my beautiful flowers, and then guess what happens, right? But for me, I generally put a card. Well, we can put it right in the center. That's interesting. Should we put it right in the center? If I'm going to do that, we want it to be a little bit straight. That'd be nice. Move it over one, just a little bit. Alright, there it is. Sweet card. Honestly, when I first had looked at it, I thought, oh, okay, because it has all the different flowers. They were so easy to color in. You don't even have to be super careful because they're so spaced out that you really don't touch one because you're putting color here that you're going to get into the other one. You know, it was very easy to use, so really great. So thank you so much, LDRS Creative, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up, guys. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you guys at the next one. Sweet.